Hey everyone, Ben's95 here, back with another record collection video, and this one's going to be definitely part two, or a two-parter. I keep saying, as usual, that there's, you know, videos that are going to be, two parts, but this definitely is going to be two parts. I guarantee it. So, this is going to cover the letter R, and before I begin, I'll just tell you what I got recently. I recently got Simple Minds' most recent album, Big Music, and this is definitely a great album. Think of it as like Simple Minds on the dance floor. It's really good dance rock type music. It even sounds a little bit like maybe just a little bit like early Simple Minds. From like way back in, or for those who've heard any of their stuff from like back in the like the early days, early 1980s. Those very early releases, they had a very like almost dance oriented type of post punk sound. That's kind of what this sounds like, but it's very much like a dance floor type, rock album. Very good, very good music, and yeah, on the back. So let's begin. First record, Jerry Rafferty, City to City. And this is the one that features the song, or the songs, Baker Street and Right Down the Line. And then we have, I've got a whole bunch of REM in my collection here. We got Chronic Town. And this is a Record Store Day release. Really good album. This is limited to 2000, and this is number 1889. Of course, I didn't get it on Record Store Day. I just happened to find it, as kind of it was a Record Store Day, leftover. Still, it's a really good album, and this is the one that features the songs Wolf's Lower and Gardening at Night. Of course, Gardening at Night is the more well-known of this record, and of course, it's a very rare album to have. For those who know about this album, it's very rare. It came out back in 1982. The EP is a rare EP, and for those who were lucky enough back then to get this, all I can say is it's rare. It's rare. So it's a very rare album and a very good album. And then we have their first album, Murmur. This one features Radio Free Europe and Sitting Still, as well as Talk About the Passion. Sitting Still happens to be my favorite song off this one. It's definitely a great album, great, jangle pop, college rock sound. It's a very popular album in the back in the 1980s. As far as being, they were clearly REM were the seminal, band that were very influential to paving the way for alternative rock music. they were, I guess, in some way, you can consider them the godfathers of alternative rock. And yeah, they paved the way for so many bands that followed. So definitely classic. And then we have their follow-up, Reckoning. And this one features Seven Chinese Brothers, South Central Rain, Don't Go Back to Rockville. Lots of really good songs on this one. Of course, I can never decide which one I like more, whether I like Murmur or if I like Reckoning, but they're both great albums, so I don't think it's really a no-brainer. Then we have Fables of the Reconstruction. This one features Driver 8. Life's Rich Pageant. And this is where they kind of started to find, their commercial sound. They started to kind of go into that commercial direction. Very early on. It was like the early beginnings of where they would go. And this album features Begin to Begin, Cuyahoga, Fall on Me. Cuyahoga happens to be my favorite song from this one. It's quite a good album. And then we have their most popular album of that of their discography, which is Document. This is where they pretty much went commercial, and this is the one that features this is where they broke into commercial success. That's what I meant to say. This one features The One I Love, and It's the End of the World as We Know It, and I Feel Fine. It's also their last album they released on the IRS label. And then we have their first album they released on the Warner Brothers label, Green, R.E.M. Which is a really good album. This one features the song Orange Crush, and they started to kind of go into that because they basically went into commercial territory. This is where they started to kind of change their sound a bit. They Peter Buck was the guitar player was beginning to use he was using mandolin, and their sound was becoming more of like a pop-oriented pop-oriented alternative sound, but they still rocked. They still had that rock sound, on most songs. So yeah, it's a good album. And I got the Replacements, Pleased to Meet Me. And this one features the song Alex Chilton. I got a couple Rolling Stones albums here. Hot Rocks, 1964 to 1971. And of course, this one features, you know, all their best songs. But I'll just name a few. You know, you got "Time Is on My Side." You know, of course, "I Can't Get No Satisfaction," "Get Off My Clouds," "Mother's Little Helper," "19th Nervous Breakdown," "Paint It Black," "Under My Thumb," "Ruby Tuesday," "Let's Spend the Night Together," "Jumping Jack Flash." You know, it also features "Midnight Rambler," which is off of "Get Your Yayas Out," and it also features the songs, two songs from Sticky Fingers, "Brown Sugar" and "Wild Horses." The most disappointing thing about this record, though, is that those two songs skip, but everything else is completely fine. So, you know, yeah, what I'm probably gonna do is not even bother getting another copy of this. I'm just gonna start getting the Rolling Stones albums from, you know, the 60s, you know, and the 70s. So like, whatever I can manage to get my hands on, that's pretty much what I'm gonna do. This was just a good starter for me. And here's the Gatefold. Good album. Really good album. And then finally, we have the album Emotional Rescue. And this one features, of course, the title track and She's So Cold. So let's have this, you know. Emotional Rescue is a really good song, you know. So I'm definitely gonna get some other, like I said, I'm gonna definitely get some more Rolling Stones albums. I'm gonna get, I want to get, you know, Tattoo You as well, because that's got some great songs, of course, you know. So yeah, that's pretty much part one of the letter R, of me covering the letter R in this record collection series of videos. I'll be back with part two soon, and yeah, so leave a comment, like, subscribe, and let me know what you think. And yeah, I'll see you later. Bye.